Wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hot.
Malamala. Mo bojú ayé o, ayé ṣá malamala. Mo máa bójú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo máa bójú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ yìí o. Kíni dé sí Yorùbá o ọmọ aráyé, kíni ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá o ọmọ Oòduà o. Yeyeyeyeyeyeye, àwa máa ṣeun ọ̀rọ̀ là ń bẹ. Yorùbá ń ṣera wọn nítorí owó, Yorùbá ń jìra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ nítorí ipò. Wọ́n gbẹ̀mí fáláre, wọ́n gbáre pẹ́lẹ́bí, wọ́n kò lè kó wájà, wọ́n tún kó lóko wá mú. Ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́n ló gbé wọn délé ọlá, ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá sí gbé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣọ̀gá lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ tún padà wá dẹni à ń fọwọ́ ti sẹ́yìn o. Yóò Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́, Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun, Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. Yóò Yorùbá ronú o. Yorùbá sọra wọn di bọ́ọ̀lù fáráyé gbá. Wọ́n bá gbá wọn sókè, wọ́n tún gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yà tí ó ti kéré tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n gé kúrú. Àwọn tí àìfẹ́ lọ́sùn ti dẹni àtijọ́, Yorùbá jókòó sílẹ̀ rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn fọwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Bí àgùntàn tí abọ́ rẹ̀ ń gbòrìṣà ilẹ̀ o. Yóò Yorùbá ronú o. Oríkì màí burú títí kó bógún ọdún, lẹ́yìn òkùnkùn bèrèbèrè ìmọ́lẹ̀ yàtọ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pọ̀ Olódùmarè ká pọ̀ Balùwàyé, káyé wa lè dùn ní ìgbẹ̀yìn lálàyò ilẹ̀ mọ́ pé ìyá o. Ilẹ̀ dákun gbà wá o, ilẹ̀ o. Ilẹ̀ ọ̀gẹ́rẹ́ àfọkọ́yẹ rí. Alákòókà ó tẹ́rẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ kábì. Ọ̀gbaragada bí ẹni yèyé mi ọmọ darúgbálẹ̀ ayé. Ilẹ̀ dákun gbà wá o. Òjijì tí ka ìkàlẹ́nu mọ́. Àtẹ ìka ọkọ tí a pèlè. Ọ̀gbàmùgbàmù ojú Olódùmarè ò máa ṣe gbàmù lọ́wọ́ ayé. Àwa kórì ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Ẹni bá dalẹ̀ abalẹ̀ lọ ò kéré gẹ́gẹ́ o. Àwa kórì ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Odùduwà bá wa túnlẹ̀ yìí ṣe òṣòwò tọmọ o. Àwa kórì ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Odùduwà dá wa láre o ká sì máa rere jẹ́ o. Àwa kórì ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o.
Hello there. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And thank you for joining me. I'm also live on Facebook. Yeah, because that is where you will see most of those Buhari idiots. They have a chance, you know. They say YouTube is too much for them. So you are all welcome. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, make your own contribution accordingly. Today, I want to talk to the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the Mumumadus, Bele lecturers, Mumu lecturers, Facebook ads men, social media bandits, and all the clan of the Buhari idiots, including the thief Numbu, the ass lickers, the Lagos Abobakus, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers, the Babasokweis. I want to talk to them. And let me say this very clearly. There is something brewing right now. And as usual, if we tackle it, we can easily nip it in the bud. You see those who have, like I've been saying, those who have been parading themselves as progressives in Yorubaland, they are fraudsters. They are what? They are fraudsters. Manipulators who have now outlived their relevance. But the effect of what they have done for decades is here to stay with us. But talking about these rogues, this is not just about political disagreement. Oh, is it because they disagreed with you? No. You can disagree with ourselves. We can. It's a normal thing. Disagree. You know what I mean? There's something I'm going to check. It seems to be having an issue with this connection. Please let me know if it's fine over there. One sec. Yes. We can disagree. There's nothing wrong. But when you realize that those you are disagreeing with, they are disagreeing with you not because of logic, but because of the common distraction which has given them power. The division through tribal politics that never served anyone but themselves. Over the years, they have thrived on that and they've become so popular. Today, something is it's not new. It's because election is coming. According to them, they are about to start the gaslighting of the Igbos. And they are going to make it look like we are all the same when we are not. When you see those of them who are now propagating the falsehood of IPOB, that's the impression. IPOB are going to invade Lagos. What does that tell you? Oh, some people are coming to Lagos to come and attack us in Lagos. For what? To what end? Or it is deliberate. When NSAS protesters started, they knew how it all started. But when it became so hot that they didn't expect it to be that big. Abuja started turning on the light, turning on the fire at the bottom of Tinubus, accusing him of the one sponsoring the NSAS protest, which finally led to them ordering the soldiers to kill the young people who were asking for an end to police brutality. When they finished with that, in the effort of crushing that protest, Tinubus and his gang and his Lagos Agberos, some of them are looking like they are educated, or they are watching me right now. They are not educated, or forget about them. They may look like they are educated, all right? But read their comments. They mobilized their thugs in Lagos. We saw everything on camera. They unleashed terror since the Fulani terrorists in government, since they have been waiting for a time to burn down the southern Nigeria, including Lagos, because that's the plan. We'll burn down the entire Lagos. If Nigeria is going to break up, we'll make sure we burn down the entire south. Then nothing. They can go and start afresh. Then we can break up. That is on record. They moved in and started burning their own property, government property, people's properties, people's businesses. We saw that too. We saw how it all started from Alausa, how they used their BRT to convey them to Alausa. We saw everything on record. Then they went to market. Quickly, who should we gaslight for what happened in Lagos? Let us gaslight the Igbos. And to this day, there are many, many of them, these Lagos Abobakus, these unboot slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. They are not completely stupid. They know, but they are programmed to be like that. They twisted it. And they continue to believe in that twisted lie. When everybody saw everything live, they said, oh, it was the IPOB that burned down Lagos. It is not new. It is coming from their fathers and their mothers in Lagos. We are talking about their slave mothers, slave fathers, Tinubus and his wife, including their Akeolu Oba of Lagoon. So it is a concept. And for those of you who don't know why they are now accusing IPOB of coming to invade Lagos, to invade Lagos for what? To make Lagos Biafra or what? It doesn't make any sense, Abi. But the police commissioner in Lagos State came out to say they have intel, they have security reports that IPOB are going to invade Lagos. For what? It is deliberate. They are planning for 2023 because another election is coming. The only time they hate Igbos, the only time they want their street urchins, their cretins, their agberus, the only time they want them to see Igbos as dangerous is when election is coming. Many of you have not paid attention to it. This time around, the chief thug wants to be the president of the whole country. And the humble slaves, the obedient fools, the suffering and smiling sufferhead, born to suffer morons, they are there looking for who to drag down, and they couldn't find any. And they find easy targets in the Igbos. Election is coming. Tinubu want to be president. And everywhere you go now, you see them say IPOB are terrorists. Fulani terrorists are only misunderstood. You are only criticizing Fulani terrorists because you don't like Boko Haram. This is how they were programmed. But it's not new. And I'll take you memory lane. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this more, because it's going to get hot and hotter now, okay? The reason why I want to talk about this more is just to at least help the mind of so many of you that these program street urchins, right, that are going to write so many things to convince you, or me and you get time tonight. It didn't start today. It started from their Akeolu Oba Lagoon, another royal thug in Yorubaland. We will have a lot to change, especially from this misfit, a total thug as a king of Lagos State.
One of you, I swear in the name of God Almighty Allah, goes against my will that Ambode, inshallah, will be the next governor of Lagos State. The person is going to die inside this country. I'm not ready to beg, appeal to anybody, and that's why Kajadu and the governor says, that is your own. Even the two of them, they cannot disobey me. But nobody knew how I pick Ambode. Jimmy is my blood relation, and I told him in the plain language, he can never be governor in Lagos for now. Peter belongs to God. I'm not begging anybody to go, but you must not. I repeat, what you people cannot do in Odisha, what you cannot do in Aba or anywhere, If you do what I want, Lagos will continue to be prosper for you. If you go against this, you will perish in the water. Finish.
That is the Lagos King in 2015. It was for politics. At the end of the day, that Ambode was disgraced out. He said he picked him. And there are so many common, common narratives that these miseducated illiterates who are actually disgracing us, the Yoruba people. Do you see what Tinubus and co? Do you see what they have brought upon Yorubaland? What we have breeded in the last 22 years of democracy, this demonstration of craze and madness, what they have built for Yorubaland in the last 22 years is poor education, poor healthcare system, miseducated young people, and graduate but unemployed and unemployable. It is deliberate. The common narrative is that when the election is coming, right, they will tell you, oh, Igbo people just want to control everywhere. One. Igbo people they are claiming that Lagos belongs to all of them. I mean, Lagos is a no man's land. Two. Number three. Oh, Igbos are into importation of fake drug, fake this into Lagos and all of that. Number three. These 3 points are being perpetrated, are being spread by what? By the miseducated idiots who also bear the same name, who speak the same language like me, Yoruba. But we must be very clear. They don't represent Yoruba. Let's take them one by one. Igbo people want to dominate everywhere. Dominate in what sense? That they want to exist legally. Pay for rent, live in a house, pay their rent, start business, pay their tax. And if they run foul of the law, your law is there to capture and treat them, punish them, Abi? So how are they trying to dominate? Well, it's so easy. I'll come back to that. It's poor education. Some of them are older men, idiots. When they say in Yorubaland, we have to respect elders. Let me tell you something. In that same Yorubaland, they told us that foolish people, foolish boy, foolish girl, idiots, they also grow old. That they grow old doesn't make them better or wiser. Dominate how? They can't explain. Then they came up with they are everywhere. If you go to Alaba, if you go to this, if you go to that, they want to control everywhere. How? Because they are competitive. Competition. Okay, fine. Then they said, let me put it this way. Who are those selling the land to them? Or are they grabbing your land? Are they taking over your property, taking over your houses without paying the rent or sending you out of your houses? And then your government is not there to protect you. It doesn't make any sense, Abi. They are the same people. Rather than them to understand the value, what land truly means, right? The value of land. They don't know the value other than the cash value of it. You sold your land to buyers. You didn't sell your land to just Igbos. You sold your land to everybody who was ready to pay, didn't you? Now you are waiting for a time that something will happen and they will abandon those houses, they will abandon those land, and you can claim them like you did between 1967 and 1970. That is un-Yoruba, except for those political street urchins, these freeloaders, jobless cretins who are parading themselves as honorable men and women, who have no real job, no real talent, no real training, no real anything. But they are called doctors, professors, and all of that. They are your governors. They are your what? Lawmakers. People who have nothing, no career. If you take politics out of their lives, they are finished. No single trade. They will say, oh, I was trained as. They were not trained as anything. They are a bunch of criminals. And that's why you see the country. You can't be trained as something that you claim. And there's no section of your own government that actually represent what you studied as a professional, because they were not professional, nada. You were selling your land. You were collecting the money. Doing wambe. Doing babalaye, marrying your wife. We know all of this. Many of them who are monile in Lagos State today, who became so popular. How did they become popular? Now that you have sold the land, though, and those who are in government are also looting you as much as they can, no development, no opportunity, everything is cramped, everybody is hustling, everybody is crammed in the same bucket, like crabs in the bucket. And you are looking for somebody to blame. The third one, Igbos are the people who bring a fake product. They always bring a fake this and that. Oh, how convenient. Meanwhile, Tinubus is a very, very successful leader. Acute, all those English they will coin together. No, not acute. They don't use acute. They use, I don't know, most brilliant, the best governor, the blah, 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 in everything, governance. So, yet they had no law to curb importation of fake drugs, fake products. So are you telling me that if Igbos are those importing fake products, are the Igbos the same people who are also stamping them, clearing them that they are good? Are they? No, don't let us blame those who probably are doing it, because they are the people failed criminals, freeloaders, pickpockets, opportunists, bunch of scroungers. That's what is called gaslighting. Do you understand gaslighting now? Gaslighting means when you know the truth and you know the culprits, then you decided to just look for somebody as a scapegoat. Hey, look at him, look at that Igbo man. When did he get to Lagos? Look at him. He's at the 3 shops. He must be doing something criminal. I'm very sure. Remember last week, they arrested some Igbo boys for armed robbery. Now, this one, I'm suspecting him. You are suspecting him when the job of your government is to tell you who is committing a crime. And who is that your government? Your Lagos slave masters, aren't they? No, Tinubus is not different from MC Olueron now. Even MC Olueron is a bit better than him. Yeah, you can bring everything you know about him out. Then you will know that everything is fake. From his birth to his birth parent, as well as to his name. And everything about him is completely fraud. Complete fraud. Everything. So don't even go there. So you can now tell the products that flock to him. And you can now tell why Lagos became the mega slum. Your government cannot protect you from fake and adulterated drugs. And it's so easy for you to then just activate your xenophobic personalities and then gaslight those you think, well, let's just call the Igbos the problem. And it is all because of 2023. Maybe 2015 from Akiolu is not new to you. Check this one. Your future first lady of Nigeria, Abi. Once your Tinubu become your president, Abi. Now, this is what your future first lady, Abi, felt or feels towards the Igbos. The same people that are supposed to be in the same country with her and her husband in Lagos.
I know when I do it good. I know you go for Buhari. I go no. Even you know they trust you again.
We know they trust you again. Do you hear that? They hate to see it. And personally, talking about these guys is just to point them out to you that we know we have them. They are lost and completely confused. Do you understand that now? confused, totally confused. But they are not too confused to start up what their Fulani jihadist brothers are activating in the eastern Nigeria. We are talking about collapsed system, collapsed structures, collapsed everything. And we have the victims of this collapsed system, trapped in a collapsed system, in a contraption called Nigeria. And in that confusion, those who put them through this, who put them in this, they are now setting them up against other people in order to activate and expand the division. And through them, you can tell they actually don't love that Nigeria as they love to say. They don't. Number one, I have proved time without number on Maiyegun's diary to you that one Nigeria is a fraud. Even those who are propagating one Nigeria, they don't believe in it. One Nigeria is meant to be, one Nigeria is meant to be everybody as one country, no matter how much we know the agree. But in one Nigeria, there are people who are more Nigerians than the others. And those who are more Nigerian than others, they want everybody to agree that terms and, condition. If you turn around everywhere, you and I know, in our stones, in our corners, and everywhere where we talk about what we feel, you would have heard it from one or two of people who will tell you that how they feel towards this tribe, towards that tribe. People living in denial. Yet, we won't let them go. Now that we have more than just Biafra to ask for, you can tell the same Tinubus, ass lickers, crumb eaters, and crumb chasers, they are now attacking their own fellow brothers in Yorubaland for asking for self-determination. No be mental be that. You know why? Number one, when you talk about the poverty capital of the world, it is Nigeria. When you talk about the most terrorized people in the entire Africa and third in the whole world, it is Nigeria. When you talk about people with the highest out-of-school children in the whole world, it is Nigeria. The number is actually bigger than so many countries in Europe. 23 million out-of-school children, right? And when you talk about the country with the highest number of jobless people in the whole world, you will talk about Nigeria. The numbers of people who have now fallen into extreme poverty in the last 6 years under this Al-Qaeda People's Congress, APC, Egbekegbe, the number has grown to, we were talking about 128 million before. As we are talking now, the new number has shown that more than 160 million Nigerians are now living in extreme poverty. When I say extreme, you see that reaction. Now something way long ago. You say extreme poverty. So it's a matter of time before Nigeria will explode anyway. Then you then see these products of collapsed system attacking their own fellow brothers who are rejecting that condition and conditioning, asking for self-determination. They are now feeding on them to get out with your Oduduwa Republic nonsense. Get out, go to, you know what I mean? You know why? When you live in bondage for too long, you become accustomed to it. You get used to it. You pretend to have your way around it. That is exactly what is happening to many, many of them. Because according to them, it's never going to happen. If our leaders don't agree, we can never get to the Dual Republic. Let us all support our leader, for our leader to become the president. So if our leader become president, he can then break up the country and give us the Dual Republic. No be mental problem with that. If I ask you, is that not a mental problem? Na mental. They are attacking their own brothers because they have now been so accustomed to that enslavement. You know, they love it. They love it when they tell them that, don't worry, there will soon be electricity. Don't worry. You will soon be able to afford 3 square meals. Don't worry. You'll soon be able to send your children to school. We are working on it. Now, maybe they are also telling them, don't worry. We are planning to recruit 50 million of you to go and fight bandits, to fight Boko Haram. And what are you going to be eating? Agbado, ege, cassava, yam, and all of that. And if you ask too much, now the answer you go get be this. That is the demented Tinubus that all these Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, miseducated, uneducated, poorly educated Buhari idiots. That is, you see, another solution is this. So if you ask them, what is the solution that Tinubu is bringing for them? If nobody say they condition people, suffer no they tire you. They said, Maiyegun, come back home. Maiyegun, come back home, come back home. Meanwhile, if Maiyegun is going to come back home to come and free you from your bondage, does that not tell you that you realize that you are in bondage and only you can get yourself out of it? But if you don't realize you are in, they are waiting for Tinubu, the biggest, greatest Democrats who understand governance but cannot pass that same idea to Buhari. But when they finally press his neck to talk, say, Baba, waiting you go talk about this unemployment. The youth no get job. They are roaming Lagos State. They are now Agberos, pickpocket, armed robbers. That's what they are turning into now. What is the solution? How can we help? They asked Tinubus. This is his answer.
I hope the president himself will not pay attention to austerity. I spoke about it just this last Saturday. Inflation is a question of inflation. It is only the state that must constrain itself on balanced budget. It is only the local government that must restrict itself on balanced budget. Sovereignty is that of Nigeria, and it is only the federal government that has that sovereign power and must use it for the benefit and development and the health, quality of life of Nigeria. That's why they are sovereign. It is time. We are under police. And we are competing with armed robbers and bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand as consumption.
know, it's not looking well, right? It's not well. His own situation is even worse than that of demented Mcuera. But the searchlight, the beam, is not always on him. So that's why they can hide a lot of it. But you could sit there, you could tell. If you see people who can analyze a video, they will tell you everything that is wrong with him. That's how they talk. Flowery words to make it look like they have an idea, and they are actually talking a total bakum, like nonsense. 50 million you to fight Boko Haram. The 50 million you they are looking for, they already have like 1 million boys in Lagos who are jobless. They have no job. Some of them are graduates. They are roaming the streets. Some of them are now sellers, and they've turned themselves to these Lagos Abobakus because they are looking forward to Tinubus that maybe one day fortune will smile on them and they will become like Tinubus too. And they can then tell about how God is so, they came from nothing and they just met somebody and then boom, they just became billionaire and they became powerful and that's it. That kind of story. Hero. They are jobless right now. They are walking about Lagos State. Some of them are looking for who to pick his pockets, who to steal from, lie, pretend, and just to get by. They live by the day. And thank God for social media. They release their stress on social media. And most of the time, not to learn anything that will change their lives, but to defend the same people who put them in that situation. They are watching me. Some of them are watching me right now. And they are the army. They are going to tell that the reason why everything is like that for them is because the Igbos have taken over everywhere. Do you understand? They have their fathers too, who grew up with that 1967, 1917 genocide in the Eastern Nigeria called Civil War. They grew up. They were young, like some of them right now. Their fathers, their mothers, they were young in those days. And they fed their children with, be careful of Igbo. They want to take everywhere. Lazy, useless people who have now brought upon shame onto Yorubaland. Because despite the fact that we have to be careful of this or that, who are those protecting us now? Who? So that is why they are telling you that the Igbos, if you have managed to grow up to this level, ask yourselves, is it the Igbos in Lagos State or in Yorubaland that stopped our politicians and those who have claimed to be leaders of Yorubaland, past and present? Are the Igbos the reason why they underdeveloped Yorubaland? Question one. Question number two. What happened to all of the resources, all of the taxes, all the money made in the last 22 years for Yorubaland? What happened to them? Were they collected by the Igbos and stolen from us? Our children, they can't have better education because they are trapped in Nigeria. And the likes of Tinubus, they will prefer it that way. To continue every year, to continue to shun out graduates, poorly educated, miseducated, unproductive, shun them out in their thousands, hundreds of thousands every year. They send them into what they call the labor market. Some of them, what Nigeria has turned them to, when they say, oh, I'm just fresh in labor market. I don't say that. You are not in labor market in Jesus' name. You are going to be in favor market. That is part of where and what condition is of as well. Because once you are there, you just be like, okay, favor. I'm looking for favor because I'm a child of God. A graduate looking for favor. Hey, Baba, we need favor. Yes, that's how you are conditioned. You need favor, a graduate in your own country. Because, yeah, you will have to need favor or else To hell with your graduate, or to hell with whatever you said you have. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. And those are the people they are now telling. They are the miseducated ones. They are walking about. They can type, They can type. They can compose all their jargons. But logic, nada. For 60 years, they kept Yorubaland underdeveloped simply because Yoruba is part of Nigeria. And for these 60 years, we've had those who have paraded themselves as Yoruba leaders. They've been governors, they've been ministers, they've even been president. Then when you look back, those guys, they are now old, tired, weak, demented, but they are still clinging on to that power. While those suffering and smiling humbled slaves, they have to share them on to their graves. You know what I'm talking about? People who give this guy, somebody like this, a podium to lie to them.
You and I know that the most important thing is that when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Let me ask you a question. Are you rejoicing now? Under this government, are you rejoicing? Very good. The reason why we cannot rejoice under this government is because the scripture says, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice.
A fraudster. Do you know now why I call him a fake Pastor Ruga? Ikene Shatabandu, special advisor to Bokwari on burial arrangements, condolences matters, and trader money. That is the Professor Ruga. Do you see why I called him a fake pastor? He tricked you. If you are really educated, you would expect him on his campaign trail to tell you about what they want to do. But rather, he was lying. He was lying through his teeth. And that lies that many of you bought at that time is the lie you are suffering from today. They are cooking another one. But this time around, they will rather burn down everywhere to get what they want. If they have to burn down Yorubaland, Yoruba is bleeding. Not a single day as this Tinubus come out to say, come on, what is going on? So can we now say that the Igbos are now the Fulani terrorists who are now bringing their cows to chase our farmers? Are the Igbos those who sent our people to Benin Republic now? Are the Igbos responsible for why there is no electricity in Ibadan? Somebody just asked me there. Were the Igbos responsible for why we don't have electricity, 24 hours electricity in Abeokuta, electricity in even in Lagos? Were the Igbos responsible? Were the Igbos responsible for why we don't have any functional healthcare system in Yorubaland, the entire Yorubaland? Not a single one of them that can take care of this terrorist, this opportunist. But how convenient, just think about it, how convenient is it for me, how convenient it is for me to just conveniently say that I don't like all the Igbos. This is why I don't like them. And they ask me why. And I'm like, I don't know, but I just don't like them because people said they don't like them. How does that make you feel? When you can't really say, and then you come up with they are like this and that, and they're like, come on, man, come on. This is 21st century, man. Even if you don't like them, if you feel like why would you not even like them? They are the highest taxpayers in Lagos State. More than 60% of your businesses in Lagos State, they are either owned by the Igbos or they are co-owned by people who have Igbo, who are Igbo extraction. But do you think? You don't. Most of your big men in Lagos, they are freeloaders. They are people who are living, who are scavengers, who are living off you. but they are driving big cars. They are big names, but they are borrowing money in banks in your name. Otumba this, Otumba that, Otumba Onigbese, Otumba debtor, borrowing money, using his political connection to clear off the debt using public fund. And those who are actually working, who are being squeezed of everything they have in that Lagos state. Have you done your researches, or you think your politicians will just wake up one day and then they will just declare that, oh yeah, attack everybody, Igbos move, and that's how it's going to be. 21st century. This 21st century. Just like those Fulani jihadists, just like they are believing that this 21st century, they can actually overrun anywhere and then control everywhere, just like that. 21st century. You are so dumb that you have no one to tell you. Dreshawn, my guy. I know. Thank you, Baba. I'm going to read your super chat. Maiyegun recruit 50 million youth. Okay, let's do it this way. Maiyegun recruit 50 million youth so we can take them back our Yoruba nation. Maybe I shouldn't use that in his voice. But yeah, we are already recruiting more than 50 million youth. Tell me about it. And that's exactly why we are not stopping. Because you see, those 50 million youth we are going to recruit, many of them are still following Tinubus as we speak. Do you understand? Until we decommission them, until we deprogram them, until we reformat them, we will not be able to make up that 50 million youths easily. I told people, I said, they are everywhere. Until we manage to decommission the mind, you see everything they have planted in their brains, they are not going to go away, even when they wish it goes away. So that's why we have to continue until we make up that 50 million youth. The 50 million youth that will chase these criminals out of town and possibly allow the common sense to prevail. Common sense is the fact that if something is not working for you, fix it. If you can't fix it, change it. Nigeria is not working for you. They are not allowing you to fix it. Why not change it? Don't change Nigeria. Change your own nationality. Get one that they've denied you for long. Claim it and be bold enough to fight for it. That will require the number of people who have been decommissioned, whose mind have now seen the light. Why would anybody make me want to gloat over what Igbo does in Lagos when you have people who are parading themselves as government in Lagos State, who are delivering good governance? Good governance comes with security on everything. Security of lives and properties. Security of lives and property include them protecting you from anything that is going to harm you. That should be their job, not your job to listen to them when they tell you that we don't trust Igbos. If you don't trust them, then speak up for them. Let them have their country. You don't want them to have their country. They can never be president of Nigeria because you don't trust them. Do you think if Nigeria break up, there will be Igbos or Biafrans in Lagos? Can people really be that dumb? Of course they are not dumb that much because it is deliberate. The Igbos are fine for 2 years. When it is 2 years to their any other planned war called election, then they will look for who to gaslight. Who should we gaslight? Igbos, see them. See, what is wrong with them? They want, everybody will then begin to get their own mojo. They will begin to masturbate in public. You know what I'm talking about? They'll begin to what? When they say, Igbo, if it's, is it Igbo? The Igbo, the Biafrans. Let them have their country. I mean, Tinubus' wife says they don't trust Igbos. Oba of Lagos, Oba Lagoon, said they don't trust Igbos. He even said he's going to cost them. They will die in the lagoon. Last, now the useless Oba He was the one who was chased out of his palace. They have to smuggle him out like a small good. They smuggled him out of his palace. When the children of anger, the children they fail to train, the children they have turned to thugs and all of that, incapacitated in that same Lagos Island, they were not Igbos. Oh. We have videos. Oh. We saw them swimming inside the Akiolu's swimming pool. Oh. They were not Igbos. Oh. But you see, when you look at these educated morons, then that's where you know that it is deliberate. They know, but it is deliberate. That was what their own useless fathers, their useless mothers, who they call fathers, mothers right now, they are watching me. They are useless parents, eh? That's what they told them. And that's why they are who they are. That's why their own parents served the same slave masters, and the children are now serving their own parents' slave master, because they inherited them. It is in that same Lagos state. I live there. We have properties in Lagos. It's our property. They are our properties. Do you get that now? It is in that same Lagos. You will see a 35-year-old man. He is a junior landlord waiting for his mother or his father to die so that he can become the Olori Ebi. You know why? Because the system has destroyed him. The system destroyed him. He doesn't know. Okay? But he's waiting. He's waiting. I'm just waiting for mama. And they say, Obalola, Alowonle. They give themselves different names. They will go, if those who manage to go to school among them, right? They will manage to. Then they will just come back and be chairman in the area. They will be, what I'm talking about. They will be waiting for their parent to die so that they can inherit the house. And then maybe collect rent for some time, then sell it off, so that they can now go and live big man. When they blow the money, when everything is gone, they will become Alimajiri, the Lagos Boko Haram. They will become Alimajiri. They will be praise singers. They will be, you know what I'm talking about? We know them. Many of them have turned to Elegbona in their own father's houses. No ambition, no nothing. Just, that is what the society, the likes of Tinubus have created. Why should they work? When MC Olueron only needed guns, just gun and boys. And that's it. Once you have gun, they will listen to you. And MC Olueron and co, they discovered that, because it's been like that forever. And today, MC Olueron is a multi-millionaire. And those who are writing for MC Olueron on social media, they are those whose parents send them to school. And they were praying for them. Their parents are praying for them to become successful in life. Anybody holding the destiny of my son. The moment their son comes home and say, mommy, DP MCO. MC Olueron. You are going to become his PA. God has answered my prayer. They sent him to school. Probably studied mechanical engineering, or studied accounting, or studied one useless course that he just wanted to have a certificate to say he went to school. There are many in that Lagos state. There are those, fine boys. You won't see them much during the day. When it is around 4-5 p.m., especially in that Lagos Island, come to Oshodi area and all that, right? They will go and bath. They will have a shower. They will freshen up. They'll comb, shave, look neat. Put on this freshly ironed Guinea brigade or anything, right? And they will appear like them maybe wearing bathroom slippers or wearing a palm, and they just throw like big men. That's the life, and that is what Lagos State encouraged. Those who have now tried to at least break the even, get on and become startups and all of that, they become the target of the thugs that these criminals created. Yes. What is the job of MC Olueron and the Anko, Lagos State? They are extortionists. People who collected money. They don't give any service, no. They give them uniform. Then they print tickets. And then they are holding guns that they've tucked in their different garages in case if there's anybody who is going to try anything. And then they start intimidating transporters, include everybody. Taxing and collecting money. That's what they do. Extortion. That's what they do. Well, you will see MC Olueron with American ambassador to Nigeria because ambassador went to see Tinubus. So that boy who just became MC Olueron's PA, they will be doing Thanksgiving in his church. His mama will go to church and say, eba mi dúpẹ́, àdúrà mi gbà lórí Kúnlé. Kúnlé ti graduate láti be 7 years. Kò níṣẹ́. Àti try. But thank God, he has now finally become the PA to MC Olueron. At least, it's MC. Now MC. You know, that kind of MC. That's a good thing. MC is doing fine now. They don't really do that talk thing anymore. I hope he's not going to be carrying gun and say, no. You don't know. See, MC is international now. It's no longer that, you see, that is the society they created. That is the society you see these crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass lickers, this Lagos Abobakus. This is what they defend on social media. Not because they have direct access yet. But MC, Otimonyo. Do you understand that? All right, sir. All right, sir. Even if they abuse me on social media, if they see me, they will still do like this to me. All right, sir. I will still give them money. Because that's what they have made them to become. That is the society. And they've made it so normal. And they are not seeing the degeneration that has brought upon them. So turning around to attack people who are asking for the best, something better than this, should never be coming from those of you who are humbled slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. Even all those your uncles and aunties abroad, those Bele lecturers, those Mumu lecturers, the Mumu Madus, they are not so stupid, foolish enough to return back to that contraption with you. They are loving Nigeria from abroad. Are you not stupid enough to continue to demand for that same Nigeria? Sile J.O. Thank you very much for your super sticker there and the super chat. I'm going to read this out. We are behind you, Maiyegun 1000%. No shaking. I'm not in doubt. Yeah. Continue to speak against all evil as long as I can talk, even if I know if you walk. If I can, I told people, I said, see, I don't find my own career. When I retire from my normal job, maybe this is going to be the career, telling them as I feel. Even when I'm dying like this, I'll tell them to bring my connection, extend the microphone, put the camera on my face. Let me say something. We will continue to talk, whether they like it or not. Because you know one thing, it is not because anybody loves Tinubu that much. That's another thing. Don't let anybody deceive you. That if Tinubu control Yoruba, Tinubu control the Yoruba people. It's whatever Tinubu says. Don't be deceived by that. And that is one thing I want to say to everybody as well. Be smart enough, at least be smart enough to know that not just a fraction of these misguided, miseducated, uninformed, unexposed cretins, a fraction of them from Yorubaland are those who still prefer to be ass lickers to their slave masters because they are conditioned that way. When you look very well, maybe you are not looking enough. If you look very well, there are vast majority of us that are not comfortable with what is going on. But many of them don't know how this can change. What can we do? What should we do? And that is our job, to tell them that they deserve better. Don't listen to these cretins, and that doesn't give you the right to yab the Yorubas. Like, Yorubas are this and that. I'm so happy that has, that has reduced a lot. These days, if you see any Biafran blaming Yoruba or blaming the Yorubas for anything, his own brothers and sisters will be correcting him. Shut up. Don't say that. We don't say that anymore. That means whatever we are doing is working. And that is exactly how we are going to get the 50 million that we got, that we stage the final revolution that will lead to entire balkanization of that place and save lives. To save lives. I saw a video of my brother, Adeyinka Grandiot. He seems to be coming back, but Yinka is not somebody you can, Yinka is not stable. But Yinka is very, very brilliant. That's why I prefer to just call him Adeyinka Grandiot. Yinka is confused too, but he's very intelligent. He's an asset. But we have a lot of work to do on him too. Right? He knows that the Yorubas deserves better. And rightly so, he has proved this case. But he's confused. And I know why. But I saw his video today where he said it is time for everyone to take over, for the Yorubas to take over the control of Apapa, which I support 100%. But with the good teachings, guidance, and then encouragement, we are going to get to that stage. The confusion affecting Yinka. No, don't call him Adeyinka Grand Dog. Okay? Don't. Just say Adeyinka Grandiot because he's confused. His confusion has to do with his own personal, God knows what. Or how much damages that this kind of xenophobic teachings of Igbos this, Igbos that, whatever his own personal grosses or whatever with the Igbos, he has now promoted that to be something that has to do with all the Yorubas have problems with the Igbos. Somebody so intelligent, somebody so brilliant can be confused. That won't take it away from him. Because if you are smart, intelligent enough, you will realize that, pushing your own personal, I don't want to use hatred, personal dislike for somebody or for some people as the national, as a national concern. It is not. Whatever he has with Igbos, that's his own personal problem. And that is where he's missing it. And the other way is that I remember when he was telling his listeners that Tinubu supports Oduduwa Republic. So Tinubu should be president so that Tinubu can then give power to Yoruba, then Yoruba can break up. That's part of the confusion. That's why I said sometimes. But again, we have a lot of work to do on him. I know Yinka will see this video, possibly will see this video. I'm saying this from my heart to you because I know you are good. And I saw the video where you are now probably coming back and probably you now realizes that it's always been a wrong idea to hate the people that did nothing to you, nothing to us. Blame them for everything, and then exonerate the criminals that should have prevented the same thing. And I told him, I said, how would you be so kind of confused that you support Tinubu, or you continue to tell us how dangerous the Fulani are, how dangerous the Igbos are. But Tinubu that you support is the one who brought the Fulani terrorists to power. Shouldn't that tell you something? And he's also the one who is also ensuring that he's going to go for second term. Shouldn't that tell you something? Yet, all these things, all this concern of yours about Yorubaland, how Yoruba have been cheated, we've been cheated. Tinubu that you call the leader of Yorubaland, that's not true, by the way. Tinubu is not Yoruba leader. It's not anybody's leader, okay? It's the leaders of all his own Agberos, the Omotas, the thugs, okay? Don't ever call him the Yoruba leader. It's never one, and it will never be. And I said, how come he's not asking for all these things that you feel so strong about? How come that if the Igbos are doing so wrong in Lagos, how come that the government of Lagos State they are unable to curb those crime? How then do you want us to believe in the same people who cannot ensure that Yorubas are safer and protected in Lagos State, and the same people protecting and defending the Fulani terrorists? How confused? That's confusing. I'm not confused. You probably are so confused, but nobody has asked you that question directly. It doesn't make any sense. That Yoruba should let Tinubu be president. President of where? And I think that's where we had that disagreement. You don't hate people simply because you feel like they are the problem of, they are your problem. How? If they are your problem, avoid them. Don't threaten them like you are in one jungle, like Shekau, giving order. Order to who? We are not those who are, who they will say, somebody drew the cartoon, somebody drew the cartoon of Muhammad in Denmark. It's so insulting that they will start burning houses in Kano. We are not like that. We are not barbarians. You're not going to just sit up and stand up and say, we have to kick out the Igbos. What direct benefit is that going to be for us? So that all the jobless, lazy, unemployable thugs in Lagos State, they can have free mansions, Abi? What are they going to do with the mansions? They're going to sell the house or sell the blocks. To who? Because you're not thinking. Igbos are not our problems. They've never been. The fact that we are all trapped in Nigeria means that we all share our mystery together. That's exactly why we are together. And that is exactly why we have to part ways as well. Let everybody manage their own mystery. Let them manage their own problems. Let Yoruba manage our problem. We are not saying we are going to be a saint nation. If your education is relevant, you went to school, even though you are poorly educated, miseducated, and all of that. Is this what they painted to you when you are going to school? The kind of country you will have? A divided country where your political leaders are using tribe, using politics, using tribe, using religion, to divide you. And then you call yourself intelligent. I don't know what intelligence actually means. If that makes you an intelligent person. Hello,
sir. Hello, Shegon. Mo ń pè láti jọ ìkòdé. Màmá àgbàlagbà ní 81 ni mí. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ fún ọmọ ṣẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ ní sáà Ìgbòho ni mí. Buhari ti kú láti 2017 ó ti kú láti 2017 sà. Ó ti kú láti 2017. Wọ́n gbé lọ Saudi Arabia ọmọ Táyọ̀ lórúkọ mi. Ọmọ Táyọ̀ lọ Adémúyìwá.
Continue.
Wọ́n lọ sí Saudi Arabia 2017 ló ti kú. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ wọṣọ white, àwọn ọmọ wọ black. Wọ́n ti lọ sí Saudi Arabia 2017 ló ti kú. Àníkíkọ́ tó ń sọ fún yín láyé ìgbà táwa kékeré, a máa ń lọ sí oko, a máa ń sùn lóko fóṣù mẹ́ta tá máa ṣe gààrí, tá máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Inú lẹ́lẹ̀ la máa sùn pẹ̀lú ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe wá ń gbà yẹn. Nísìnyí gbọ́dọ̀ jáde mọ́. So àwọn Fúlàní ọkọ̀ràn kó gbà kó so kọ́lọ́run ó gbà wá kalẹ̀ kọ́lọ́run fún wa Yorùbá nation o. Ẹ ṣé gan, mo ti ń pè yín láti bí oṣù kan. Mi ò rí ẹ ṣé gan, ẹ ṣé God bless you sir.
Ẹ ṣé ma. Can you nice them?
Ẹ ṣé
ma.
Ẹ sà. Màá tún pè yín tí bá tún ní nǹkan màá tún pè yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ mi ò lè súnmọ́. Ẹ ṣé gan sà, yes sir.
That's a call that came through just now from our mama, and you heard that, Sabi. So thank you so much for that. So the what do you call it? I didn't open the line earlier until that was tapped on and the line was opened. So the bottom line is this. I know we have a lot to do. As you are watching this video, Tinubu's money is circulating in all towns and villages in Yorubaland as you are watching this video. And it's for the same message, for them to reject anything of the Oduduwa Republic because it's a waste of time. They should don't listen to all of these boys asking for the Oduduwa Republic. Tinubu is going to be president. When Tinubu become president, Yorubaland will be better. Great. You know Tinubu now. Tinubu will do this, will do that. You know what I'm talking about? They are spending peanuts, but they are spending hundreds of millions of naira. Bribing every day. Royal fathers, KBACs, pastors, imams, everybody. They are giving them. Yalojas, all of them. You know, student union. You will soon start seeing many of them coming out to say they endorse Tinubu for 2023. That is the agenda. And you will also see many of them too in Eastern Nigeria, where we all know that people are tired. They don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. So you will see many of them coming out to say they endorse Tinubu, and you'll be wondering, what in hell is going on? And if you don't believe me, there are people who endorse Bokwari in Eastern Nigeria after they gave them 20,000 naira. Old men who were singing, for Buhari.
Buhari Gashi. Akanjawa. 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 Buhari Gashi. Buhari Gashi. Akanjawa. 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 Buhari Gashi. Buhari Gashi. Akanjawa. Buhari Gashi, Buhari Gashi, Akanjawa, Akanjawa, Buhari Gashi, Buhari Gashi. Thank you.
I read a comment on Facebook now, where somebody called Olu something. If you are still watching, bros, I don't know how old you are, but please, I am begging you, okay? Your comment says, if I have studied history, I will know that 70% of our problem is caused by the Igbos. I hope you have not started, producing children. I hope you have not started. And if you have children, whoever knows you, they should tell the Social Security to take the children away from you. You cannot pass down your idiocy to your children. I know genetically, you probably have passed them if you have children. I'm saying this to you. If your wife is watching this video, she should protect the children. Because a dumb father will produce dumb. But if you can save the children, somebody old enough came on my show to say 70% of Yoruba problem is caused by the Igbos. And he said he studied it in history. Do you now understand the endemic miseducation we are talking about? Are you now can you now realize this how terrible these poorly educated individuals who are possibly in their 30s, 40s, and 50s right now watching this video? Do you see the effect of that? And most of them have children too. They've told their children the same thing. That is how terrible, how destroyed Nigeria has become. Ask him now, how are the Igbos 70% of our problem? He will start talking nonsense, things that are incoherent, absolute trash, right? Absolute balderdash. Then when you tell him, why don't you then let the Igbos go? He will be lost. He will know what to tell you. Olu, if you are still watching, please give the phone to your wife and play him the part I said. They should take the children away from you most of the time. They should never let you alone with the children. You should never be allowed around any kids because you're going to be a bad influence. And you are many of them are watching me. I told you, they are here, they are watching me. And these are the people we have to continue to work on them until we are able to decommission their poorly miseducated minds. These are the same people who believe that Oduduwa Republic self-determination campaign is absolute wrong because that's what they've done to them. Hello.
Maiyegun. Yeah, good evening. This is Oyeni from Southend. I spoke to you 2 days ago. Oyeni,
sir.
Yeah. From Southend on Sea, UK. Yes.
You are live.
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah. What you are saying is very interesting about Tinubu, about money going around. Yeah. A friend of mine for over 30 years in Yoruba, I'm from Osun State, called me and he was telling me, do you know that the Igbos will dominate the Yorubas, other Yorubas, if we don't vote for Tinubu? My wife is Ijebu. I was shocked. To the core. I said, what?
That's the politics
you mean the Ijebu?
Mm-hmm.
I said, my wife is Ijebu. And he knows. He knows this. He said the Ijebu should dominate other Yorubas. First he started. He said the Igbos, they were trying to push the Yorubas to go with the war. Then they will back out. Then they will join the Hausas to kill us. Did you hear that? I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So now what they are doing is to sow the seed of discord, even among Yorubas.
That's right.
Among Yorubas. I said, I'm a Yoruba, true. I could have married an English person. So what does it mean? He just started coming up with all sorts of excuses and excuses. I said, look,
all manner of balderdash that will never make any sense. Like, you'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
For me to, exactly. Why is it thinkable? And he knows it. And you're telling me this? They won't succeed.
That is the work of progressive in Yorubaland, though. That is the kind of politics that keep them in power. That is the type of
they won't succeed.
We are sorry that we have marginalized you or this. Okay, we'll bring you in now. Oh yeah, support us. We'll give you something. You know what I mean? That's the type of discipline.
Yeah. He said that's the same thing Awolowo did. You know, the Jebusen block. I said, excuse me, and you're educated telling me this. How can you be telling me this? He never called me for quite a few days now because as for Tinubu, it's a do or die. He must win. You must vote.
I know.
And I said, no. I'm more intelligent than that. If you give me an information about Tinubu, I'll be able to go through them, analyze everything, evaluate it to see his credibility, his, whether he's qualified to be voted for. I said, everything I've got in front of me is disqualified. I don't want him as a Yoruba leader. I don't want him as Nigerian, to be Nigerian president, whatever. And it is so bad. It is so bad. Anyway, thank you. Don't let me come the line. You're welcome. Yeah.
Another call. Just 1 or 2 calls again before I go tonight, okay? Yes, it is that bad. People, educated people, you will see them. They are having chats because they have reached out to them. Yes, they have reached out to them. Either their own boss has reached out to them and like, what do you think? Tinubu is this and that. And they know how to do it well by dividing the people. So everybody will try to fight for attention. Who are those who are? They say we are not welcome now. They didn't give us anything. They didn't send us Akara. They did not give us the Tinubu rice. That kind of stuff are going on in Yorubaland right now. And very soon, most of you are going to see them on social media and you're going to be like, these Yorubas are not serious. So those guys are not representing us. I am telling you now. Expect it. But that doesn't mean they are representing Yoruba. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir.
I think you recognize who is this now. It's
I
JJ.
think I do, but I prefer you tell me your name. Yeah.
It's JJ.
I know.
Brother, thank you very much. In fact, I really appreciate it. Anyway, I've been we always follow, even though we don't want to loud at the bottom. For this evening, you see all this your analysis, brother. I think it's time for us to leave some people. I will go with what Igbo said last time. He said Yoruba nation is like a hack of Noah. We are calling people now to come and join, and some are refusing. Do you know the funniest thing? During the Noah, before that Noah rain come, there was never rain before on earth. The grass, the plants germinate through dew. When the Noah incident happened, it was the first time ever that rain ever fall on earth. Which is why it was so difficult for people to believe that something like that will happen. The same thing is what is happening to some of our brothers now. If you talk to them, a lot of people don't believe that Nigeria will break. But if you remember my first conversation, I told you, I said the most greatest blessing you can pray for in life is to pray for Nigeria to break. And why did I say so? I've been since my young age praying for Nigeria to break. Brother, when I was small, I remember that one of my uncles came to London to come and study around 50 years ago. He used to narrate the story of how London is for me. From that day, I have it in mind when I start going to school, discover that this is not what my brother told me. That was why I was praying always that Nigeria should break. Now, let's come back to our politicians. You see Tinubu. Anyway, I don't hate him. and I don't like him. But stupidity is not an excuse for anybody who is following Tinubu. There's some people that are destined to be fooled, to be wretched. Imagine paracetamol. One dose of paracetamol can save life. And yet, you go to hospital, you won't find paracetamol there. Can you imagine? Does it make sense to you, brother? Imagine paracetamol. One dose, who can save life? Then if 10 people sick at the time and they need paracetamol and they go to the hospital to go and seek medical attention. And they do what they need to save them is paracetamol. And they couldn't find it in the hospital.
No,
Those lives that would lost. Those lives that would lost because of paracetamol. Do you know what? Maybe one of them are destined to help your grandchildren. Because life is all about network. When a soul dies, it means there's some people that God has destiny that through this person you must be benefit. Once he died, that is why a lot of all these our Christian brothers or Muslim brothers suffer today. Because most of them, their helper have died because of the negligence of the government.
Thank you so much,
anyway,
JJ. Yeah. In order for us to manage our time as usual, sir. Yeah.
So anyway, all Yoruba nation, now let's continue praying. Igbo is not my problem. Igbo is not a Yoruba problem at all. Our problem is ourselves.
If anybody commits any crime anywhere, arrest them, prosecute them, send them to jail. Don't come and tell us that because they are
do you know if I don't have a funny thing? They said Olega no loan. It means the thief win over the owner. If you keep your things properly, why would the thief steal it? So that is it. If anybody commits crime,
let me take another one. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Maiyegun.
Sir.
God bless you, sir.
Amen, and you too. Your name?
Like, I've been following you for so long, for since 240, after giving them name. You know, I've been following you.
Christianing them. Started giving them names 4 years ago.
Yeah, so I've been following you. And I was saying, yeah, this guy is a very nice guy. And he said everything that is in my heart, you know. Anyway, more living is aside. All that you see Nigeria to who they look like play. Eh? They will wake up one day, don't hear everywhere, don't bust. All those our leaders, all these Tinubu, whatever the next they call them, they went their private jet, they will move. They will move ahead, my brother. They will move. You see, we were black, we into a black, we never want to understand what they go on. Now we go to fight, now they kill ourselves. Just imagine that they look for family the other day, that they said, Tinubu for president. I will tell you shit like that. I have to sorry for the sound because I never to say.
This is your line. I don't know, maybe there is an audio or maybe you are using headset. Maybe you should take the headphone off. It's so cracky, so clear. Somehow it's like, you know. I don't know what happened. Oh, so sorry. So I have a call again. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Good afternoon, good morning, good everything. Your name?
My name is Daniel.
Hi there, Daniel.
I'm calling you from Mexico.
Daniel from Mexico. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very great.
Lovely. So you are live now, please. Go on.
Well, thank you very much, Maiyegun, for all you have been doing. And this is very strange that many people, just like the video you just played, Buhari Kenge, so, you know, that song. It's incredible. These are learned people. These are people that are supposed to know, just like one video said, a man said, these are politicians that are supposed to know, but they don't want to know. Just that phrase will bring this place down. People that are supposed to know, but do not want to know. The place is burning from north, south, east, and west. It's all burning. They're just waiting for the center to burn.
Because they don't even want to know. I suspect that it is deliberate. People deliberately chose. It's called the self-denial, kind of living in denial. They know what is going on, but they are telling themselves, well, it's never that bad. Well, we'll get better. Something like that. But how could anybody not know what is going on?
So, I mean, it's incredible. It is incredible what is happening right now, and it's all signs that something big is about to come down. Something big is about to come down, and if care is not taken, the whole place will fall down because the structure is all shaky. Everywhere is shaking. And thank you very much for all you have been doing. And let me give chance to other people to call in. Thank you
very much, bro. Yeah, you have a good one. Okay, I have a caller. Oh, that dropped. Right. I'm going to draw the curtains here. At this point, one moment. Yes. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. I'm off tomorrow, so we're going to have about 2 broadcasts tomorrow. Whichever one of them you probably catch up with, right? You can join me. So I'm saying this to all of you, right? The Lagos Abobakus don't represent Yoruba general populace, okay? And we know why they are who they are, okay? But, those of us who want something different, something better, they are not they don't have the number to actually shut us up as long as we continue to get more and more and more people to understand why they need something better. Oduduwa Republic is a very, very great, noble cause. A noble cause that indeed recognizes who you are without any judgment or any form of disfiguration or what have you. You have a choice to identify as who you are, Yoruba people, Yoruba son, Yoruba daughter, Omo Oduduwa, with pride, not just right there in Oduduwa land, even all over the world, where we have the horror, the charisma, the intelligence to engage the world. But they continue to make us live under false identity as Nigerians. People who have no choice. People were asking, what's the meaning of Nigeria? It has no meaning. Who is a Nigerian? There is no Nigerian. But you have an identity. Your forebearers have an identity before now. And if those who are there today keep telling you that the only option you have is Nigeria, then you should know that they never meant well for you. They are so in on it. So you should never give excuse or ignorance as an excuse with what you have known, because it will always bring back the same result. What's that result? The result of supporting the same criminals who brought us to this level, who participated in the destruction of Yorubaland, who failed to speak up for the Yoruba people. Even now, the Yorubas are being killed in Yorubaland and across Nigeria. They still fail to identify with Yoruba people. They continue to tell you to keep quiet, stop talking, because if the more you talk, the more we're going to lose our own political favor. They are more interested in what they are going to become than what Yorubaland will become or what Yorubaland has become. You have a choice to either live with it or demand, or in fact, enforce a change to the one that works for you. We'll get the number. They can lie. If they lie, they can continue to bash Sunday Igboho. If you like, Sunday Igboho is a Yoruba is a noble Yoruba son too. He is standing for a just cause, a cause that will not make you feel like speaking Yoruba in front of the camera, in front of the the press. Speaking Yoruba will not make you less valuable as you should be because you can't speak English. It is part of the stolen identity they forced on us. Today I have to speak in English because, yeah, fine. Probably I would have learned English anyway to communicate with the rest of the world. So I have that advantage. I'm a bilingual. So bilingual means I can speak Yoruba fluently. And if I have my own country, we'll speak Yoruba there officially. Then I'll speak English, Portuguese, Chinese, or whatever to any other person I want to speak to. If I can speak those languages, they will be my second option. So Sunday Igboho is one, right? There are millions of Sunday Igboho in Yorubaland that needed to still be discovered. Many have been discovered. So if you don't like Sunday Igboho because of whatever it is, that's your problem, okay? If you don't like Sunday Igboho, it means you don't like all of us. And anybody who doesn't like Sunday Igboho, a Yoruba son, daughter, who says he doesn't like Sunday Igboho because of Tinubu and all this nonsense of Nigeria and everything else, or even Adeboye, whoever they are, you say, I don't like Sunday, I don't like what he said. I actually want to tell you that to hell with you. The fact that you don't like him means you don't like us. If you don't like Sunday Igboho, that means you don't like us. And if you don't like us, then we don't like you too. And we don't care how you feel towards what we say or do, okay? Because whatever Sunday Igboho says, is valid. You can never say anything wrong. So rally around him, rally around ourselves, keep the bond there together, continue to propagate this, fund it, support it, propagate it enough to send these criminals out of town. Maybe we can then have our own beautiful country where you and I can have a say what type of country we want to live in. All these are strange to slaves. All I have said, they are just unimaginable. It's not going to happen only to slaves. But to the freeborns, you will get what you want if you take it. And that's what we're going to do. Thank you so much. Alison Branton, thank you so much for your super sticker as well. Really appreciate that. So I'm going to see you tomorrow. And to everyone who tuned in, called in today, and those who commented, I'll see you some other time. Stay safe. And remember, Yoruba first. Yoruba first. In everything that you do, Yoruba first. Right? Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé